Hello everyone. Today is day 4 of our Atmosphere Wellness program, and if you are planning to follow along with the meal plan, today is going to be day 1 of the meal plan. If you haven't reviewed the rules for this program, you can look at them below. And today we're going to be talking about sugar, what it is, why it's bad for you, and most importantly, why we avoid it during our wellness program. Sugar is not all bad. I would like to think of sugar in the digestive fire as kindling, maybe the paper that you put on top of the log so that you can ignite and light the fire. It's not going to be the most important part of the fire. That would obviously be the logs that would continue the fire for longer. And so sugar is very important to feel energetic and to do cardio energy requiring activities. For example, if you were working in the fields all day, every day, or if you're about to run a race, you would definitely need usable sugar accessible in your muscles to do those tasks. Now, the point when sugar is not beneficial is, say that you're sitting at a desk all day and you don't really need sugar throughout the day. That would be a point in time when you might not want to have as much sugar unless it's before or after your workout. Now, what is sugar? Sugar is, the easiest building block for energy. And when you eat sugar, within about 10 to 15 minutes, you will feel energetic. You will have this rush of energy, and that energy will be accessible in your muscles. The thing is, if you've only eaten a snack of pure sugar, say it's a candy bar, within half an hour of that snack, you're actually going to be lower in energy than before you had that snack. And what happens when your energy dips is that you have another sugar pang or sugar craving, and this one's going to be a little stronger. When you're eating sugar all the time, it does tend to kind of control your day because you constantly have cravings, and it's not something that I would necessarily call satiating. Now, sugar is the most addictive food source on the planet. It's more addictive than cocaine, so it's not your fault if you want sugar. And something that I want to shed light on is that your sugar cravings are often not your fault. Bad bacteria that live in your gut actually live off of sugar and feed off of sugar and multiply when you consume sugar. So most of the time when you have a sugar craving, that is the bad bacteria in your gut telling you that it wants more sugar and it wants to grow. It might seem like, how could I say no to that craving? But that's what we're going to be doing in this 1 week together. And so the way to starve out the sugar demons, in this case the bad bacteria in your gut, is literally going to be to go cold turkey, right? You have to starve out the bacteria that controls your cravings and controls your energy and mood levels. Otherwise, it'll basically continue to control your whole life, which who wants that? Another important fact that I want to touch on right now is the effect of sugar on our hormones. When we go back to the previous example, you have a candy bar. Within maybe 15 minutes, you're going to have a surge in energy. It's going to go straight up, and then within half an hour, your energy level will be lower than before. So if this was your baseline and then your sugar peaked, blood sugar peaked, after the half an hour, it'll be down here, and you'll actually feel worse than before you had that snack of sugar, candy bar, etc. So how do you kind of mitigate the effects of sugar? Because sugar is going to be in a lot of things that we commonly consume. The preferred fuel source for your body is actually going to be fat. So if we go back to our illustration of a fire and how sugar is really the kindling or the paper on top of the fire that helps ignite the fire, it's really our logs that are going to keep the fire burning. And in this case, dietary fat is the logs that keep us energetic for 4 or 5 hours. So we see this yo-yo example where you start with okay energy, then you have the craving, then you have the sugar spike after having your candy bar, then your sugar goes lower than before, and basically if you look at your day, it's just up, down, up, down, up, down of craving, and then sugar crash. We don't want that. Most of the time, our sense of our health and how we feel we are doing in our body is based on how we feel, and you don't want to feel all these sugar crashes throughout the day. Why do we have these sugar crashes? The moment you consume sugar, your body, your pancreas, is going to be triggered to create insulin because having high blood sugar is technically a not safe state for the body to be in. So insulin will come into the picture, and your body will bring your blood sugar down into controlled amount. Given the instance that you had a purely sugar meal, like your candy bar, what happens, your body is flooded with so much sugar, and so when insulin comes in, it'll drop your body's blood sugar very far down. And if it goes from very high to very low, you're actually again going to want to have more sugar to feel better. And so how do we look at creating our meals and making sure that we don't have this variability throughout the day? Well, it's very important to make sure our meals are balanced, right? We want protein, dietary fats, and carbohydrates in each of our meals. And when we talk about carbohydrates, of course, a lot of carbohydrates do break down into sugar. Your rice or your bread will break down into sugar. So that's why we want more wholesome carbohydrates, which have fiber and minerals, like your vegetables or your legumes, which are going to have powerhouse of other nutrients and not just carbohydrates to fuel you.